Let me tell you a little bit about 8th grade Omar. So 8th grade Omar was an athlete. I know I don't look like one now, but I was an athlete. All the way through high school, baseball, football, tennis. But baseball in the 8th grade was like my jam. I loved baseball more than anything. And so I was at practice one day, and while I was at practice, Mrs. Jones, my algebra teacher, called home. I was not aware of this. So Mrs. Jones let my dad know that I was flunking algebra, that I would need to get an A on every quiz and every test for the rest of the year just to get an average grade, a C grade. So for half of so here I am flunking, and I'm flunking not because I'm not smart, I'm just not into it. I'm into baseball, I'm into cute girls. I mean, I'm in the 8th grade, right? That's like, I'm into lunch, you know. I wasn't into algebra. So if you could put up Dr. Omar's grading scale here, it's the only place that you can call me doctor. So this was our grading scale growing up in school. A+ was excellent, A, very good, B, good, C, average, D, improvement needed, F, failing. So when I got home from practice, my dad calls me in his room. Hey, son, how you doing? Oh, I'm good, Dad. How was practice? Oh, I'm good. It was great. We had a great practice. Yeah. How's algebra? Oh, it's great. Why? Well, Mrs. Jones called me today. Oh, I knew I was dead right there, right? Dead in the water. Like on the inside, I'm trembling. I'm scared to death. I'm, oh, this ain't going to be good. So my dad was like, no baseball for the rest of the year. So he like took it away. And he said, Mrs. Jones told me you have to get an A on every quiz and every test for the rest of the year just to get a C. And if you look on the grading scale, a C is just satisfactory, average. So what I learned about 8th grade Omar was that I wasn't dumb in math, because for the next half of the year, Mrs. Jones helped me every day after school. I did every homework assignment. I got an A on every quiz, every test, and at the end of the year, I was very proud of 8th grade Omar, right? Even though I got a C, I knew what that meant, is that for the last half of the year, I aced everything, and I really worked on it. So I think in Primerica, there's a lot of 8th grade Omars. There's a lot of people in Primerica, and I'm going to give you Omar's grading scale in a minute in Primerica, but I want you to understand there is a grading scale. Maybe you don't agree with mine, but there's a grading scale. Like if you have kids, raise your hand if you have kids. Okay, look around the room. Almost everybody's got kids. And if your kid came home with D's, C's, and F's, how would you react to that? Like, would you just say, it's okay, it's no big deal? Well, no, you'd have a one-on-one come to Jesus meeting with them, and you would make sure that that is not okay. Well, what if you went home and let your kids look at your Primerica report card? How would you think they would react to it? Would they kind of call you like, well, wait a minute, you want me to get A's and B's, but you're getting C's and D's? Isn't that kind of hypocritical? My kids would use words like that. They're very intelligent. I wouldn't have used those words when I was in the 8th grade. But isn't that hypocritical, Dad? Padre, that's what they call him, Padre. So maybe when you look at my grading scale, if we could bring up slide number 1, please. The recruiting grading scale, this is monthly recruits. So if you get 0 to 5 recruits a month, that's an F. And that's not mean fantastic, okay? It means failing. And what's crazy is I know at least 2 people in this room that won the trip with an F. But I won the trip. You've got, if you're Omar in the 8th grade and you're flunking in recruiting, you need to change it. You need to go get a Mrs. Jones to help you, or a Mr. Moffitt to help you. That was another teacher that really helped me. There's a lot of good recruiters in here. There's a lot of great recruiting training on Primerica Online. There's a lot of great training online that you could get just randomly about recruiting. And you need to go do your homework, and you need to ace your quizzes, and you need to ace your tests, and you work your way up from F, D, C, B. I ran an A to an A+ base shop in recruiting from 2003 to 2018. 15 years, grinding, working hard, getting A's. That's the recruiting. The next one is your annual codes. New licensed agents in the year. So if you're getting 0 to 10 licensed agents in your base shop over a 12-month period, that's F. Flunk, fail. But it's not that you're not good enough. It's that you're interested in lunch, girls, and baseball, or whatever you're interested in. That's what I was interested in the 8th grade. But if you get concentrated on that, you can move up to D, C. Look, you're not going to go to A overnight. I didn't. It took me half a year of working my butt off to go from an F to a C. You know what? The next year, I aced math. And every year after that, I aced math. And if I would have told you guys, you would have probably guessed Omar was always great in math, because he's the investment guy, he knows everything about it. But he was always great in math. No, I put the work in. Are you putting the work in? In our report cards, they would give us a grade letter and then a number. Number 1 was effort, was excellent. 2 was average. 3 was like lousy effort. Are you getting at least a 1 in effort while you're working your way up to that A? Ask yourself that. Be honest. Look at your spouses. Listen, there's spouses in here. You don't know how to log on to Primerica Online. You don't know how to look at Trend Track. And your wife or your husband, partner, they don't want you to know. Because if you know and you log on and you look, and you go, wait a minute, how did you only get 1 recruit? You let me know you're working every day. There's a lot of you guys hiding out, even in this room, which is crazy. Stop hiding. I was hiding with the math thing. I was avoiding it. I was just worried about baseball. Whatever you're worried about, quit worrying about that and start worrying about recruiting and licensing, because that's what will drive your business over long haul. For 15 years with annual code numbers, if you could have the slide there, I was running an A or A+ in my base shop. There were years where I licensed over 100 in our base shop, and we were rocking and rolling. Next slide, please. Monthly premium. Here's your premium grade. 0 to 5 grand is an F. I won't ask you to raise your hand if you have an F, but you know who you are. Where's your Mrs. Jones? What do I mean? There are people in Primerica that are great at life insurance. Go hang out with them and learn from them and tell them, teach me, help me. Guess what I've learned? We love each other here. We're one team, one dream. We'll go help you. But if you don't ask, we don't know, you're not able to get the help you need. Next slide. Investments. I've run an A+ base shop for 13 years, over $1 million a month. We did 900 grand yesterday in our base shop, right? Why? Not that we're awesome, we're pretty good at it, but we have a lot of licensed reps in our base shop, right? This is all about getting better at every area. This is all about getting area. Next slide, please. Grading scale. Here's a good measurement. Look at your base shops and look at how many directs you have in your base shop. Everybody's snapping the pictures. Look at how many directs you have in your base shop that at least make 1 grand or more a month. That is a truth teller. That tells you, are you really teaching them? Are they learning do they know what to do? And if not, it's your job to get in there, teach them, help them, guide them. If they're there every week in training, they want to do it. They might be scared to ask you about it. Or what I get all the time, well, Omar, I don't want to bother you. Oh my God, when I hear that, I want to punch them in the head, right? Because it bothers me that they think they would bother me by asking me to help them. I'm like, that's my job. That's what I'm here for. That's what I wake up to do, is to help you get better at this business. That's what I'm passionate about. So if you look at that 10 directs making over $1,000 a month, and the recruiting and the codes and the premium and the volume's happening. And lastly, next slide, hierarchy. Hierarchy grades. How many direct vice presidents do you got over $100,000 in income? I hear a lot of you guys say, man, I'm a great trainer. I know this Primerica thing inside out. How many directs you got with the ring? 2? Then you ain't that great yet. And it's okay. You just got to keep working at it. You got to keep grinding it. And I don't mean RVPs that were once over 100,000 and have slipped under. I mean, presently, you look at your team track, how many directs you got. If you got 10 plus directs, RVPs, over the ring, it's an A plus hierarchy. You're probably making, and I'm going to say probably, you know, the lawyers, right? You're not guaranteed to make $1 million, but you're probably making $1 million a year if you've got 10 direct ring-wearing vice presidents. And so like in real life, if you get good grades and you work hard enough, your life will change. This is the house I was recruited in. That's my dad in his yard after he mowed it that day. If you notice, there's one air conditioner in the window. We live in Florida. You know how hot it gets in Florida, June, July, August, to have one air conditioner in one room of the whole house? When it got hottest, the whole family would go sleep in that bedroom, like whether it was on the floor or we didn't care because it was so damn hot. Guys, listen, I'm so proud we work in Primerica. I'm so proud of what we do, helping middle class and upper middle class and wealthy people. I've got rich clients. I got pro athlete clients, okay? And if they don't listen to me, they're gonna wind up broke one day. So what we do is for everybody, lower, middle, upper. What we do is so special. Why wouldn't you work hard to get straight A's and become a Primerica honor student? It'll change your life. See you guys.